Most people go through life listening to the wrong voice. The voice that says, I'm tired. I'm not good enough. I can't do this. That voice has controlled you for too long, but for the next 3 days, you're going to shut it down. For the next 3 days, I want you to talk to yourself like a savage, like a warrior, like someone who refuses to quit. When your mind tells you to stop, you tell it to keep going. When you feel weak, you remind yourself, I am built for this. When you feel pain, you say, this is where I grow. Most people let their thoughts dictate their actions. Not you. You're going to flip it. You're going to control your thoughts. Every morning, you're going to wake up and say, I am disciplined. I am relentless. I will not make excuses today. Every time you feel like quitting, you'll remind yourself, I do not back down. I do not surrender. I finish what I start. Most people let their thoughts control them without even realizing it. They wake up already defeated, listening to that inner voice that tells them they're too tired, too weak, or not good enough. That voice is always there, whispering doubts, feeding insecurities, and keeping them stuck in the same cycle of procrastination and mediocrity. But what if, for just 3 days, you refuse to listen? What if instead you took control of that voice and started speaking to yourself like a warrior, like someone who refuses to quit? That's the challenge. For the next 3 days, you will control your inner dialogue and rewrite the story you tell yourself. The way you talk to yourself matters more than you think. Every word, every thought is programming your mind to either take action or make excuses. Most people reinforce their own weaknesses without realizing it. They say things like, I'm not good at this, I can't handle this, or I'll try again tomorrow. But words have power. If you keep telling yourself you're weak, you will be. If you keep saying you'll start tomorrow, you never will. Your mind listens to what you tell it. So starting today, you stop feeding yourself that weak talk. Instead of I can't do this, you say I was built for this. Instead of I'm tired, you say I have more in me. Instead of this is too hard, you say this is where I grow. For 3 days, you will become your own drill sergeant. The moment your mind starts creeping in with excuses, you shut it down. You speak to yourself with conviction, with power, with the mindset of someone who refuses to accept anything less than their best. Most people lose the battle in their own mind before they even step into the real fight. They defeat themselves before they even try. But that's not you. Not anymore. You're going to take control. This means no more negotiating with yourself. You don't wait to feel like doing something. You tell yourself to do it, and you do it. Your body says, I'm tired, and you answer, good, we keep going. Your mind says, I don't feel like it today, and you say, too bad, we do it anyway. The moment you allow weakness to enter your mind, it will take over. But the moment you take charge of your thoughts, you become Think about how much time you've wasted doubting yourself, overthinking, and making excuses. That stops now. For the next 3 days, you will speak to yourself with strength and discipline. You will look in the mirror and remind yourself who you are, a fighter, a finisher, someone who refuses to give up. You will train your mind to focus on solutions instead of problems. Every time a negative thought enters, you replace it with something stronger. I'm not good at this becomes I'm learning and I will get better. This is too hard becomes hard is what makes me stronger. Most people don't realize how much control they actually have over their mindset. They think motivation is something that just comes and goes. But true discipline is built through repetition. If you can change the way you talk to yourself for 3 days, you can change it for life. You can build the habit of mental toughness, of self-discipline, of resilience. The challenge is simple. For 3 days, no more weak talk, no more self-doubt, no more complaining. You speak to yourself like a champion. You push yourself like a warrior. You take full control of your mind and refuse to let negativity win. If you can do this for 3 days, you'll realize you've been capable all along. You'll see that the only thing that's ever held you back was the way you spoke to yourself. So start now. No more excuses, no more waiting. Change the way you talk to yourself, and you'll change everything. Stay hard. Most people quit the moment things get uncomfortable. The second they feel tired, sore, or frustrated, they stop. They listen to that weak voice in their head that says, "This is too hard. I need a break. Maybe tomorrow." But that voice is a liar. That voice has been running your life for too long. And if you keep listening to it, you'll never reach your full potential. For the next 3 days, you're going to do something different. You're going to push through discomfort. You're going to refuse to quit. When your mind tells you to stop, you're going to talk back with strength. I don't stop when I'm tired. I stop when I'm done. Pain is temporary, but quitting lasts forever. Every time you give in to weakness, you reinforce it. Every time you stop because something feels hard, you make it easier to quit next time. But when you push through, when you force yourself to keep going, even when everything in you wants to stop, you build mental toughness. You train yourself to be stronger, more disciplined, and more relentless. Your body is capable of far more than you think. The problem is, your mind gives up long before your body actually needs to. Science proves this. Most people quit at about 40% of their true capacity. That means when you feel exhausted, you still have over half your energy left. Your brain just wants to protect you from discomfort, so it convinces you to stop early. But you don't need protecting. You need pushing. The next time you feel like quitting, remind yourself, this is just my mind trying to keep me comfortable. And comfort is the enemy of progress. Growth happens when you push beyond what's easy. Strength is built when you keep going even when you don't want to. Every great athlete, every warrior, every champion knows this truth. Discomfort is where growth happens. For the next 3 days, I want you to embrace the struggle. Welcome the pain. When your workout gets hard, smile and say, "Good. This is where I get better." When your legs burn and your arms shake, tell yourself, "This is where most people quit, but not me." When you feel mentally exhausted and overwhelmed, say, "This is my moment to grow." Most people avoid pain at all costs. They stop when things get tough. They look for the easy way out. But the people who succeed, the ones who break records, build legacies, and change their lives, are the ones who learn to love the grind. They understand that struggle is necessary. They know that if they push through the discomfort today, they'll be stronger tomorrow. Think about all the times in your life when you quit because something felt hard. Maybe it was a workout, a diet, a goal, or a dream. What if in those moments you had just pushed a little further? Where would you be now? The truth is, most people never see what they're truly capable of because they give up too soon. But not you. Not this time. For the next 3 days, you're going to see what happens when you don't quit. Your mind is like a muscle. The more you push it, the stronger it gets. Every time you refuse to quit, you teach yourself that you are capable of more. Every time you push through discomfort, you become tougher, mentally and physically. And once you build that toughness, no challenge will ever be able to break you. Controlling your reactions when dealing with disrespect is one of the most powerful ways to maintain your dignity and self-respect. Often, when someone disrespects us, our first instinct is to react emotionally, whether it's anger, frustration, or even sadness. This is a natural response, but it is not always the most effective. When you allow someone else's words or actions to trigger you, you are giving them control over your emotions. Instead, mastering the ability to stay calm and composed in the face of disrespect is a sign of strength and emotional intelligence. One of the first things to remember when dealing with disrespect is that not every situation requires a response. Some people thrive on provoking reactions from others. They may say or do things specifically to get under your skin, and when you react the way they expect, they feel a sense of power over you. However, when you refuse to give them that satisfaction, it takes away their control. Silence can often be a stronger response than words. If someone is being blatantly disrespectful, sometimes the best course of action is to ignore them entirely and move on. That being said, there are times when you do need to respond, but how you do it makes all the difference. Instead of reacting impulsively, take a deep breath and pause before you say anything. This brief moment allows you to assess the situation logically rather than emotionally. Ask yourself, is this worth my energy? Will responding change anything? If the answer is no, then it's better to let it go. But if you decide to respond, do so with confidence and control. Use a calm, steady tone and choose your words wisely. Instead of arguing or lashing out, make it clear that you will not tolerate disrespect. Another important aspect of controlling your reaction is understanding that other people's behavior is a reflection of them, not you. People who habitually disrespect others often do so out of insecurity, frustration, or a need to feel superior. When you recognize that their words and actions stem from their own issues rather than anything about you, it becomes easier to detach emotionally. Instead of taking their words personally, remind yourself that their disrespect is their problem, not yours. It's also helpful to practice emotional discipline in everyday situations, not just when facing direct disrespect. The more you train yourself to stay calm in small moments of frustration, whether it's dealing with a rude stranger, an annoying coworker, or a difficult family member, the better equipped you will be to handle bigger challenges. Developing a habit of self-control strengthens your ability to remain unshaken in moments of conflict and choose. Choosing to respond with grace and composure does not mean allowing people to walk all over you. There is a difference between ignoring negativity and allowing yourself to be mistreated. If someone repeatedly disrespects you, address it assertively but professionally. For example, if a coworker speaks to you rudely, you can calmly say, "I expect to be spoken to with respect. If you have an issue, let's discuss it professionally." This communicates that you recognize the disrespect but will not engage in childish behavior. Another key strategy is learning to redirect your focus. Instead of dwelling on the disrespectful encounter, shift your attention to something more productive. Dwelling on negativity only gives it more power. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this experience to strengthen my self-control? The ability to control your reactions is a skill that takes practice, but it is one of the most valuable tools you can develop. When you learn to remain calm, composed, and in control, you protect your energy, maintain your self-respect, and show others that their attempts to bring you down will not succeed. True strength is not in how loudly you react, but in how well you maintain your peace in the face of disrespect. Walking away from people who don't respect you is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of self-respect and wisdom. Too often, people stay in toxic situations because they feel obligated to fix things or prove their worth. They tolerate disrespect because they hope the other person will change, or because they are afraid of losing relationships. But the truth is, not everyone will treat you with respect, no matter how much you try. When you recognize that someone continuously disregards your feelings, boundaries, or presence, the best decision you can make for yourself is to walk away. One of the biggest reasons people struggle to walk away from disrespect is the fear of judgment. Society often teaches us to be forgiving, patient, and understanding, which are all positive traits, but not when they come at the expense of our own self-worth. You do not owe anyone unlimited chances, nor do you have to explain yourself for choosing peace over conflict. The people who genuinely respect and value you will understand your decision, while those who don't were never worth your time in the first place. Leaving a toxic situation does not always mean cutting someone off completely. In some cases, it simply means limiting your interactions or changing how much access someone has to you. If a coworker, friend, or family member repeatedly disrespects you, you may not always have the option to remove them from your life entirely, but you do have control over how much energy you invest in them. You can choose to keep conversations brief, avoid unnecessary interactions, or emotionally detach from their negativity. It is also important to understand that walking away is not about proving a point or getting revenge. It is not a dramatic exit meant to make someone realize their mistake. If you leave with the expectation that the other person will chase after you, apologize, or change their behavior, you are still giving them control over your emotions. True strength is in walking away with no need for validation. It is about choosing yourself and prioritizing your peace regardless of how the other person reacts. Many people stay in toxic relationships, friendships, or environments because they convince themselves that they can handle the disrespect. They may say, "It's not that bad," or "I'm used to it." But just because you have learned to tolerate something does not mean you should continue enduring it. Repeated disrespect slowly wears down your self-esteem, confidence, and overall happiness. The longer you stay in a toxic situation, the more normalized it becomes, making it even harder to leave in the future. Recognizing when to walk away is an essential part of protecting your mental and emotional well-being. There is also a common misconception that leaving means you are running away from your problems. However, there is a difference between avoiding challenges and removing yourself from harmful situations. If someone is unwilling to respect you, no matter how many times you address the issue, staying only harms you. Choosing to walk away is not avoiding conflict. It is acknowledging that some battles are not worth fighting. Another important aspect of walking away is learning to let go of guilt. Some people will try to manipulate you into staying by making you feel guilty. They may say things like, "After everything we've been through, you're just going to leave?" Or, "You're being too sensitive." But setting boundaries and choosing peace is not something you need to feel guilty about. People who truly care about you will respect your need for distance, while those who try to guilt trip you are only benefiting from your tolerance. Walking away is about valuing yourself enough to step away from anything that diminishes your sense of worth. It is about choosing peace over conflict, self-respect over validation, and growth over stagnation. Not everyone deserves access to you, and the moment you recognize that, you gain the freedom to surround yourself with people who truly appreciate and respect you. Walking away is not a loss. It is a victory for your self-worth. One of the most powerful ways to handle people who don't respect you is to let your actions speak louder than words. In life, there will always be people who doubt you, undermine you, or try to make you feel insignificant. Engaging in endless arguments or trying to convince them of your worth is often a waste of time. Instead of fighting for respect with words, the best response is to focus on your goals, work hard, and let your success silence the disrespect. People who don't respect you often expect you to react emotionally. They want to see you get frustrated, argue, or defend yourself because it gives them a sense of control. But when you ignore their negativity and continue pushing forward, you take away their power. You show them that their opinions have no impact on your progress. The more you focus on improving yourself and achieving your goals, the less their disrespect matters. Success is the ultimate response to those who doubt you. When you consistently work on becoming better, whether in your career, personal development, or skills, you prove your worth without having to say a word. Imagine someone constantly belittling your ambitions, saying you won't succeed. If you spend your time arguing with them, you're wasting valuable energy that could be used to prove them wrong through action. But if you stay focused work hard, and achieve your goals, they will eventually have nothing left to say. Your results will speak for themselves. Ignoring disrespect and focusing on your actions does not mean you should tolerate mistreatment. If someone is directly harming you, setting boundaries is necessary. However, in many cases, disrespect comes in the form of underestimation, doubt, or negativity. In these situations, the best way to handle it is to remain disciplined and keep moving forward. The more you elevate yourself, the more their words lose meaning. One of the key aspects of letting your actions do the talking is consistency. Success is not achieved overnight, and proving people wrong takes time. Many people give up too soon because they are too focused on immediate validation. They want to silence their doubters instantly, but true growth requires patience and persistence. By staying committed to your goals despite the negativity around you, you develop resilience. The longer you remain focused, the more undeniable your success becomes. Another important aspect is self-discipline. People who disrespect you may try to distract you from your path. They may mock your dreams, question your abilities, or make you feel like you are not good enough. But the moment you start believing them, you give them the control they were seeking. Instead of letting their words affect you, use them as fuel to push yourself even harder. Every time someone doubts you, take it as a challenge to prove them wrong, not through arguments, but through undeniable results. Surrounding yourself with like-minded, supportive people can help you stay on track. When you are constantly exposed to negativity, it can be tempting to engage with it. But when you build a strong circle of positive, motivated individuals, their encouragement will drown out the voices of those who don't respect you. Success is not just about individual effort, it's also about the environment you create for yourself. Respect is not something you demand with words. It is something you earn through action. When you stay focused, disciplined, and committed to your growth, the people who once doubted or disrespected you will have no choice but to acknowledge your success. And by the time they do, their opinions won't even matter anymore, because you will have already proven to yourself that you are capable all along. Surrounding yourself with the right people is one of the most important ways to handle those who don't respect you. The people in your life have a significant impact on how you see yourself and how you allow others to treat you. If you are constantly around individuals who belittle you, ignore your boundaries, or fail to appreciate your worth, their negativity can slowly chip away at your confidence. This is why it is crucial to be selective about who you spend your time with. When you choose to surround yourself with people who uplift, respect, and support you, you naturally develop a stronger sense of self-worth. One of the first steps in this process is identifying the people who truly respect you and those who don't. Sometimes disrespect is obvious. People may insult you, talk down to you, or ignore your opinions. Other times it is more subtle. Some individuals might pretend to support you but secretly envy your progress. They may discourage you from chasing your goals, make passive-aggressive comments, or fail to celebrate your successes. Pay attention to how people react when you share good news or when you stand up for yourself. Real friends and genuine supporters will be happy for you and encourage you, while those who don't respect you will either dismiss your achievements or try to bring you down. Once you recognize who truly values you, the next step is creating distance from those who don't. This does not always mean cutting people off completely, but it does mean limiting their influence over your life. If someone consistently disrespects you, you're not obligated to keep them close. Some people stay in toxic relationships or friendships because they fear being alone. However, being alone and at peace is far better than being surrounded by negativity. When you remove people who drain your energy, you make room for those who genuinely appreciate and respect you. Building a strong, positive support system takes time, but it starts with seeking out people who share your values. Look for individuals who inspire you, who push you to be better, and who genuinely celebrate your wins. Surrounding yourself with ambitious, kind, and respectful people naturally raises your own standards. You begin to expect better treatment, not just from others, but also from yourself. Your mindset shifts and you stop tolerating behavior that once seemed normal. Another important aspect of this process is understanding that not everyone deserves access to you. Many people make the mistake of trying to please everyone, fearing that setting boundaries will make them seem rude or selfish. But the truth is, your time and energy are valuable, and not everyone is worthy of them. When you surround yourself with the right people, you no longer feel the need to explain or justify your worth. The right people will recognize it without question. When you are in the company of respectful and supportive individuals, you naturally gain more confidence in handling those who don't respect you. Instead of feeling powerless in the face of disrespect, you develop the strength to walk away from situations that don't serve you. You no longer seek validation from people who refuse to give it, because you already have a strong foundation of self-worth. Respect starts with you. The way you allow others to treat you is a reflection of how you see yourself. When you choose to surround yourself with people who respect, support, and uplift you, you set a new standard for how you deserve to be treated. You no longer waste time on those who belittle you because you understand that you have better options. And once you make that shift, dealing with people who don't respect you becomes easy. You simply stop giving them space in your life.